Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Ismail of House Zaydan, the Malik of the Maghreb. And in that last episode, I left a question to you, good viewers, and that was who is going to inherit this great Malachite upon the death of Ismail? And the poll was fairly evenly split in the early running. However, in the end, there was a clear victor, and that was Prince Christopher ibn Ismail Zaydan. And not really too surprised here. I feel like in that last episode, we did have some really good events that kind of put Christopher ahead of his brothers in terms of the kind of connection that he has with Ismail. I got the feeling that Christopher was Ismail's favored son, and indeed he is probably favored by the people as well. I mean, he's handsome, he's charismatic, he's brave, he's just. He is a good negotiator. This is a man who people like. You can see that he is friends with his brother Nasir, who did come in second place, and Nasir was probably my favorite of the four brothers here. He's a good character as well. I would not have been too disappointed if he had won. And Prince Issa, I believe, has kind of come in third. He is the eldest son, but I feel like this kind of character might not necessarily be too upset that he isn't inheriting. I mean, he's trusting, but he's also shy. You know, he's a learned man, but not a scholar by any means necessarily. He's just an insightful thinker. So he's probably a type of character who might not necessarily mind that he won't be having the entire weight of the kingdom put upon him. And then coming in fourth, although kind of the dark horse, Prince Kamran ended up getting some good traits. You'll notice that I let some time pass since the end of the last episode. We did our journey back from the pilgrimage. During that time, Prince Kamran did come of age here, and he is now Midas Touch and a town maven, which is pretty awesome. You can see he has like quite high stewardship here. And in order to use this character in a way that I think is really cool, even though he won't be our heir, I have actually switched him out of Malila and I have put him in charge of all three of the cities within Fez. So his town, he's clearly a character who understands city management here, as you can see with this trait. So his father has put him in charge of the development of the cities of Fez. So he has all three of these, which is really good because he's going to start making a lot of money really fast, which he'll be increasing our amount of money as well. But he's going to build up that money and he's going to start investing it into these 2 or 3 city holdings that he has. So he'll be able to spend that money pretty quick and then continue to build up. He's also quite young, so he'll start to really get a lot of money and just kind of continue to develop these things without us having to worry about it too much. But as I mentioned, Prince Christopher is our chosen heir, and we are going to handle that in but a moment. First, I want to go into our succession laws. We are currently a Confederate partition, which is the worst of the succession laws. We are actually going to change that to partition, which is slightly more favorable to our heir. So we shall do that right now. There we go. That is done. And now we shall name Prince Christopher as our heir. So we use this designate heir. It's going to cost us some prestige, which I think should still be fine. There we go. So we have went and did what we need to do in that regard. Now we have other plans, and those plans are going to be some that we will bring in Prince Christopher on now that he is our chosen heir. So what are those plans? Well, at the end of the last episode, you did probably notice that we did gain the amount of prestige that we need in order to achieve some of our goals. And we also can potentially have enough prestige, although we did just spend a little bit, to form the hybrid culture here. Oh, it's going to cost us actually a little too much. We're going to need to build up the prestige. So we will do the hybrid culture shortly here, in fact. Once we have achieved our goals, we can probably host a hunt, I imagine, once we get some money. And that should give us the prestige that we need to accomplish that goal. But more importantly is the religious conversion here. And that's something that we've been working on from the last episode when we went on that pilgrimage. And now we are coming back to deal with that now. And so what are we going to do for that? Well, there's two stages to this. One is slightly more mechanical, and the other one is the reformation of the faith. So the mechanical one is that we're actually going to go here and we are going to temporarily switch over to Almohadism. Now, this isn't our character necessarily converting to Almohadism. That doesn't necessarily make sense. But this is purely because the holy sites of Almohadism are here within our lands. And this religion that we're going to be reforming is going to be a religion that is very much based within this new kingdom. And so the holy sites being here within the kingdom makes a lot of sense. So we're actually going to convert here. All of our vassals will convert with us, which is perfect. And now we will do the next step here, which is to create a new Muslim faith. Now, this was the plan all along. So I am going to pop out. I'm going to change everything here, and then I will show you what I've changed, why I've changed it, and how it makes sense for this new faith that we are forming. This faith that is an amalgamation of the Zayidi faith, the Mu'alladi faith, Ash'ari as well, and some of the religion of the Baranis people as well, which is a mixture of Ash'ari and even Almohadism in the past. So yeah, we'll go and change that, and then we will switch things out. So here we have our new religion, Zaydanism. And I will go through and show you the changes that we made here. First, I just want to kind of give you the description here. So as you can see, we have changed all the names of these. And what we have here is the description: part faith, part philosophy. The Zaydani religion was founded by Malik Ismail of House Zaydan in the year 1104 AD. It places great focus on learning, mathematics, science, and philosophical discussions. So there you go. And you'll see that is reflected here in the tenets that we have chosen. So we've chosen literalism here. Now, the description of this is not necessarily as pertinent here. Our holy texts clearly state divine intent, and human interpretation is of limited value. I don't think that's necessarily true, but I chose this one purely because of the what it gives us here, and that is: you may debate other lords of the realm at the cost of opinion to gain or lose piety, and it makes the following traits virtues: astute intellectual, mastermind philosopher, erudite oracle, and scholar, with the following effects, those bonuses there. I think that this makes a lot of sense for a religion that is based on being very well learned and having very well learned people within that. Scholars and priests can be kind of the same thing here. Then we have chosen esotericism, and that's an interesting one as well. Although our character is cynical, I think the philosophical kind of arguments and that kind of line of thinking of people thinking outside the box, these scientists, alchemists, thing like that, those types of peoples would be welcomed here within Zaydanism. So that makes wise man a virtue, and it also makes children more likely to get that as well. I think that this fits pretty well. And then lastly, we have legalism, and I think that this fits really well as well, simply because it's a religion that is based on, understanding and law, and the kind of, I feel like this is another one that really fits with a well-learned kind of group here. And so I like the three of these. I think that the three of these combine to fit our new religion and how somebody like Malik Ismail would create this way of thinking. It's not necessarily a new religion. It's kind of more, like I said, a part faith, part philosophy. So we've changed a couple things here. Now, originally, the Almohadism that we just converted out of had the Sunni tenet here. We've changed that to Shia, which fits with the switching over from the Zaidi religion. That makes sense. That was the religion we followed for a long time. So it makes sense that we would take this same path here. We've changed the head of faith to spiritual. I was tempted between temporal or spiritual. I think temporal also would make sense because we are kind of a leading figure here, but I think we're going to go with spiritual because I can imagine that in this Zaydanism, like I said, the priests are scholars as well, and I could imagine that there would be a high priest or like the kind of the head of this religion who's a great philosopher, a great thinker, but who isn't necessarily the Malik of the Maghreb. I think that, putting somebody in a position who would have, a prominent position in the university that we still one day hope to build, um, that kind of all fits into there. We've changed our religious attitude to pluralist, and that's also pretty fitting too. I think Ismail is somebody, and like I said, this religion is kind of a combination of Zaidism and Mu'alladism and Ash'ari and all of these other kind of faiths. So I think taking the pluralistic path here makes a lot of sense. We haven't changed too much else. We don't have a lot of extra faith to spend here. You can see we're already very close to how much faith we have in total here. But we did go and change clerical appointment to temporal and revocable instead of temporal for life. And that is simply because, like I said, if there is more of a priest philosopher or priest scholar class, I think it makes sense that there would be, I think that the Malik would have a little bit more power over those people than otherwise in other faiths and things like that. So everything else has remained the same. Didn't really see any particular reason to change all this. We can't really afford it anyways. But I think all of the rest of this makes pretty good sense. And, we've already changed a lot. There's only so much that you can change without starting to cause some issues. So I'm going to go here and select that. You'll see that all of our vassals will convert, which is excellent. And there we go. Let's just make sure that we got everything is still good. It is indeed. And there we go. And you'll see here, let's take a quick look at our virtues before we do that. So the sins of this are gluttonous, greedy, arbitrary, and drunkard. Makes sense. And then we have our virtues: temperate, generous, just, astute intellectuals and beyond, scholars, and wise men. So all of these are, and this really, I think, shows how well this fits in with what we were looking for. So here we go. We are going to create our new faith. There we go. And it is done. So there, the new Zaydani religion here is starting to slowly spread here. And you'll see we have the two holy sites here, which is exactly what we were hoping for. And we also have our Mahdi Nizar. We are probably going to change this in just a moment, because I think that we would be putting our close friend Sheikh Lub of Tamansa as this new head of faith. So I'm actually going to go and change that really quickly, and then we will pop right back in. So I have gone and changed those things here. You'll see we now have the Zaydani Caliphate here in the province of Tin Malal, which is actually, as you'll notice, one of those holy sites. So our good friend Mahdi Lub here is going to hopefully develop this. I mean, we're going to potentially try to build the holy site here, the Grand Mosque down here for him, down in the Atlas Mountains there. And that will kind of be a place of learning where, you know, the scholars and things like that will go. Obviously, we want to build a great place of learning here in Fez. And that's going to be more of the science, the philosophy, the mathematics. And then up here in the mountains is where all of the wise men, the alchemists, the things like that, they will go up to this great temple up in the mountains where they will learn things that they can go and bring back to our lands here. I switched over. His son, Sheikh Rashid, is now here in Tamansna, and that is going to be fine. He won't inherit the caliphate title here, the religion title here. I believe it's going to kind of get passed down the same way most priest titles do. So that also means that we can also build the Grand Mosque here in Fez as well, which is exactly what we wanted. And things are looking pretty good here. So we basically have managed to accomplish the main goal, and that is, you know, converting over to this new kind of way of thinking. And that is good to see. I'm very, very pleased to have accomplished this goal. It's unlikely that we are going to build the university within Malik Ismail's lifetime, but who knows? He might live. He's still doing okay despite his infirmity. He's still actually, his health is actually fine because we got some of those good learning lifestyle traits, or perks, I should say. So he's doing okay. Lavorka, let's see here. Let me have a look. There we go. Yeah, let's do this because we can gain some learning lifestyle experience. That's exactly, I mean, we'd still like to go up here. So I don't think that we are going to be going down the whole of body tree anymore. I don't think that's necessary at this point. We're probably going to get some more scholar focused perks here and maybe theologian, but it doesn't really matter at this point anymore. What we really need to focus on is getting our prestige up, which is going to not take too long. We're making 8 a month anyways. I think we might last long enough to pull off the cultural conversion that we are going to be attempting to do. If not, that is something that could easily happen during the lifetime of Prince Christopher as well, once he becomes the Malik. But we do have this. Malik or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. You seem to be under the weather. Well, let's just do a safe treatment here. And we're feeling a little brighter. Excellent work, Lavorka. There we go. So we're still doing quite well here. We're not quite dead yet, that's for sure. Marriage possible here between our son and new heir. Very good. That's pretty good to intensify this trait as well. You'll see that Prince Christopher has some pretty good wives with their perks. You'll notice that his first wife here, Sheikha Zilgum, has the Hale, or the Robust, so even better. And his second wife here, Zainab, has Comely and Quick. And then his newest wife, as you will just have seen, has the Pretty trait as well. So potentially getting some good traits being passed along to his kids as well. We did just get our caravanserai built in Fez. Zaydani Exaltation. Sheikh Christopher's staunch and unimpeachable reputation has earned him the respect of many. Often called upon to adjudicate disputes, he is perceived by many as embodying the spirit of divine justice that is so central to Zaydani dogma. Well, look at this. I think it is clear that this character here, Prince Christopher, is the favored son here. But is he doing it for Allah or for fame? That's a good question. You never know with Christopher, but he is a just character, so he's probably being honest in that, I am sure. So yeah, we're just gonna let some time pass. We would like to do a hunt, but we can't quite do it just yet. What do we have here? Repent today, learn the truest truth, step into the light. Since Zafir joined my court, his persistent attempts to convert everyone to his foreign cult We can tolerate this and more. Zephyr is harmless. Kick that fool out of my court. He can preach to the rats for all I care. We're not going to imprison him. We're not going to kick him out. What is he? He is a Zaidi. Yeah, we can tolerate this, of course. That was the religion that we followed previous to this, after all. And Ismail, I know I can count on you in all things, and I wonder, would you commit to always aid each other in matters of experience and training? What is this? Synergized friendship. Enhanced diplomacy. Oh, this is actually very cool. I've never seen this before. We will obviously accept. Very good. Education is at an end. Yad ibn Jawar Ameridid. Very well. Until we meet again. So I would like to just go through and see if there, and we're going to keep time rolling here, but if there is anybody who hasn't yet converted over, let's see if we can demand conversion here. Glad to be alive and well. Yes, we will demand conversion of you. Demand conversion of you. There we go. Let's see. Anybody else you have? Oh, we need to demand. He won't. He can't. He has a strong hook on us, so he can refuse. Interesting. Okay, we'll probably have to wait till his son comes on board before we can convert him over. Let's see. Is there anybody else? Zaydani. I believe everybody else should already be Zaydani here. So there we go. That's not so bad. We will need to start spreading the faith here. So we're going to start converting faith. Obviously, we're going to start in Fez. And oh, Lub died. Wow, he didn't last long as the head of our faith, did he? No, he did not indeed. Lub, you know, he didn't play a massive role in the story, but I think that he played an important role in our character's life as a good friend and somebody who really helped us with our scholarly pursuits. So who is currently the new interesting, Mahdi Ajanis of the Ajanisid Emirate, or the Zaydani Caliphate, essentially. So yeah, there we go. He is the new head of that. I wonder if it's possible for us to revoke those titles. Interesting. We'll see how this plays out. But he is, wow, how does he only have 13 learning when he is a mastermind philosopher? Not the best character, but he's quite old already, so he'll probably switch out relatively soon anyways. Not really too concerned. The nice thing about having a character who, not us, who is the head of faith, is that we can do a lot more actions here, such as, I believe, asking him for gold and things like that. Yeah, here we can ask for gold, which is always nice. So there's a nice little bonus from that. Staring at the stars. From all my evenings watching the stars, I have seen with my own eyes what I've only heard of before. The stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups, depending on which celestial sphere they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movement. My Alama does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial realm is for the clergy to know. I will find my answers in the heaven. Interesting. Yes, this is a very scientific option here. We shall choose it. Yeah, I'm sure there are some people who probably would have preferred us to take the temporal one. That is more traditional with the various Islamic faiths here, at least within the game. But I think that this is a little bit more fitting for a faith, especially for a cynical man. This isn't the type of person, and Malik Ismail is not the type of person who says that all of the religious authority comes from him. Even though we name the religion Zaydani, that's just kind of based on his, the creator. But I don't think that this is the type of character who would really have, put all of that faith and such into himself. So this feels quite fitting to me, and I think that it is going to lead to some interesting options here as well. Like I said, mechanically, it's got some nice bonuses too, as we can ask for gold and things of that nature. Now, we are almost built up on our money here. Oh, breaking fast with a friend. We could join our wife for a picnic. Oh, well, why don't we do so? That she is our great love, so the true sin would be letting this opportunity pass. Let us do so. I think we are going to do a hunt, and if I am remembering correctly, I think that there is. I thought there was boars somewhere within our realm, but they might have left at this point. We could hold our hunt in Fez. Antelope sighting. Yeah, okay. Let's go here. Let's hunt for some antelope. We're gonna go to try to slay the beast so that we have the best chance of accomplishing our goal. It's gonna cost a little too much, so we'll probably want to go with well, we want the prestige. So we'll just go with local gamekeepers as our attendants. Oh, we'll need to build up a little bit more money here first. So let's let some time pass. There we go. It won't take too long here. We can get another perk, which is going to be learn on the job. Our sister unfortunately passed away. That is sad news indeed. Very close to the money that we need for our hunt. That's probably going to give us the prestige that we need. Hunt here. Let's go to Debdu. There we go, 90. And slay the beast. Oh, we have the trait infirm. We can't go on a hunt. Interesting. Okay. So how are we going to get the prestige that we need? Probably through, a grand tournament. We don't have the money for that pilgrimage. I think maybe hosting a feast. We can still gain prestige from it. So let's host a feast, and we haven't really done a feast, so let's do a feast in Fez here. Honored guest. Let us make our son and heir the honored guest here. I assume he will be joining us. Surely? No. It doesn't appear that he is. He must be busy attending something else. Very well. Let us make the honored guest. You know what? Let's make our eldest son, Prince Issa, as the honored guest. I think that seems, that's good. For him here. Murder, seduce, befriend. No, recreation's fine. There we go. Let's start the feast. Nothing really else to do here. We have a lovely time ahead of us. Indeed, we do. This should probably give us the prestige we need. We only need around 1,500, and we're gaining quite a bit anyways. We should be able to pull this off relatively soon, in fact. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Prince Nasir cocks his head to the side while I withhold my chortle. Repeat what you said, but slowly. Really think about it. There we go. You take the risk of embarrassing him? No, I don't think we're going to try to risk embarrassing our son here. Copious amount of food and drinks has been consumed. My wife is in the middle of a loud conversation, and your mere presence fouls this thing. Oh yeah, we don't get along with our wife very well. Some bring joy wherever they go, others whenever they do. Clever little rejoinder there. And now the feast is winding down. Prince Jawar gains some opinion of us. I'm actually good with that. There we go. Oh wow, look, our prestige just shot up like crazy. And there we go. Let's just take that. And now a toast to Prince Issa. Yes, very well. Highly esteemed our son is. And with that, it is all done. Finish the feast. So there we go. That is complete. And now we have everything we need in order to convert the culture here, or to form a hybrid culture, the hybrid of Andalusian and Baranis. And we are going to do that in the next episode. So until then, thank you for watching.